All right, guys. Hello. How are you? Looks like we're getting set up here. Just give it a second so we can get everything turned on. Can you guys hear me and everything? Boom. Yeti. Perfect. Get the mic. What do we got? All right. What's up, guys? How we doing? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Perfectly.
Boom. All right. I think I can hear you now. Maybe.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
There we go. What's up, guys? Paige, Amanda, Mitch. Dude, I'm so glad you guys are here.
Hey, Mitch.
So I did a little post on Paige, are you driving as always?
Yes, I am sitting in traffic by the racetrack.
Perfect. So yeah, I just want to really jump on here because I know 2020 is around the corner and a lot of us have some really big goals. I'm sure other people are maybe jumping on, but for those that don't, I guess it will be just us and we'll be able to focus most of our time. Sound good?
Awesome.
That's great.
So a big thing for me is goal setting. Obviously, I got the Millionaire 90-day planner here, getting set up for 2020 and writing the goals down. And I know a lot of you are running and gunning and you guys are just out there crushing it. But I want to encourage you guys to make sure that you're writing your goals down so that when we go into 2020, we're ready to just hit it hard. In fact, we should be working on them right now. But I know with 2020 around the corner, we should definitely be hitting it at least out the gate. So I want to ask you guys, what are your goals for 2020? You guys have them wrote down? Do you know what they are?
Yeah, funny thing, I have that exact same book. I just started my second volume this morning.
I love it.
And one of my top three, Ryan, is buy a primary home for my family. And then I did some math. If I do 6 multifamily deals at 150 doors, I'll be really close to hitting 1,000 doors by the end of this year.
So that's the goal. That's a pretty good goal, man.
That's 2.
Yeah. Active or passive investor? You want to be a GP on them or what's the?
I think I'm still trying to eyeball that out. I finally sat down and wrote it out, and I'm not sure. I'd love to be in the GP, but with business picking up,
Yeah.
I've got some big restoration projects here
Nice.
that are going to tie me up. So it may be passive. I'm not 100%.
Sweet. Cool. Who's next? Mitch, what are your goals for 2020?
I was trying to be a gentleman and let the lady go first.
And Amanda, what are your goals? I'm going to unmute her. Amanda, can you hear us?
Bueller, anyone?
Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
There she is.
Yay. No, first fix and flip, at least. Get that one out of the way. And other than that, I want to try and get five total in 2020.
5 flips, 5 units, 5 rent. What are you thinking?
5 flips, at least 1 a quarter. I am still working crazy full-time corporate accountant life. So
Yeah.
if I can at least get 1 and then a bonus one every single quarter,
Yeah.
that's going to be a good first year.
That's awesome. Anything else? Just hitting the flips? Anything else you're working on or just trying to keep that moving?
I would love to attempt some wholesaling. It's just kind of figuring out that market a little bit and how to find the properties before anybody else. I mean, I seem to have connected with some great wholesalers that feel comfortable bringing me projects before anybody else. So that part's good.
Mm-hmm.
Now I just got to figure out how to be the wholesaler.
Nice. So a lot of people, we'll get into this, probably go through each one of your goals here as we go forward. But the best tip that I see the big wholesalers doing is building that buyer's list, taking anyone else that puts something under contract and then mailing it out to your list and just JVing it. Either adding an additional wholesaling fee onto that or splitting the JV with them. is usually what some of the bigger wholesalers are doing. So when you build your buyers list, your cash buyers list, that's typically the best strategy for that. So
Okay.
just a little tip there. Yeah.
Mitch, can I add to that? I mean, it kind of is on what you were saying, but is at the point now where like I have 3 or 4 wholesalers that send me things that, you know, you weed through, you find the good things. But right now I haven't been buying anything in Florida, and it's all stuff in Florida. So generally, in a way, I've become their buyers list because I send it out to my network. And then, you know, if something comes together, you know, usually they do the right thing. I don't like put anything in, you know, specific out there. I just deal with people I trust. But yeah, as far as like having a buyer's list, that's kind of like a way to go around it. Just go to, you know, the handful of investors, you know, and if they may not want it, they probably know buyers that do.
Yeah. I think that's the best strategy when it comes to wholesaling, because otherwise you're picking up the phone and you're making the calls, and you're competing against every other wholesaler, every other investor, and every other real estate agent. So I think there's so much competition in that space that's why a lot of wholesalers give up. But I mean, if that's definitely, I think there is opportunities to spin deals there. You just have to build the team, you know, the VAs and all that good stuff to be able to crush through list fast. So before we get too off topic, Mitch, big goals for 2020?
You know, it's funny, at my meetup last Saturday, this question came up, and I realized I have Q1 goals because, like, just generally the goals I have in place right now, like the March 1st is kind of our like target date. So I was like, all right, I'm good for Q1. I need to figure it out after that. But essentially, I have 3 projects going on in Massachusetts right now. You know, last time I saw you, obviously we talked about Massachusetts a little bit. I partnered up with a friend of mine. So we grabbed 4 units up there over the last like 7 or 8 months, and basically all renovation projects, you know, refi out. So my goal is essentially to have all 3 of them done, all 3 of them occupied and rented out, and basically have all my working capital freed up come March 1 to attack the rest of the goals for the year, which is going to be a combination of continuing to acquire in Massachusetts, in the county that we've been investing in, and then also get back to investing in Florida, because I haven't purchased anything in Florida since 2017. And as you know, Mitch, it's freaking cold up north.
Dude, I was at my flip house up in Cleveland, man. It was 17 degrees and it snowed 4 inches, and then I came down here at 70. So
I don't want to try and one-up you, but 2 weeks ago I was up in Massachusetts, and literally I was in like the kill zone. We got 2 feet of snow while I was there, and I was closing on a property. We literally had to shovel our way in to the property just to do the walkthrough.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, good times.
That's fun. So if it sounds like you're trying to wrap up your projects that you have going, and then, you know, March, you're going to get ready to just
redeploy. Yeah, redeploy capital and get some new projects going.
I can relate to that, if I'm being honest. And like, you know, I have all these projects that are finished up right now that I just got to get sold, and we're closing on. We're supposed to close on another one tomorrow, but like it's set title, which is normal. So hopefully we close before Christmas, and then, but yeah. So I can definitely relate to finishing up some of these projects and getting ready to attack some either bigger things or just re-honing. And I think that's what's great about these little calls here, is that we can kind of figure out what direction we're moving in, and how we can get there faster, maybe together, share some resources and those kind of things. So it's 7:15. We got about 45 minutes, unless you guys want to go longer. But I wanted to ask you guys, what are some things that maybe you wanted to cover? Maybe it's some things that you're stuck on. You know, that either relate with your goals, or I can share my goals with you guys if you want. If you guys want to know what I'm working on.
Absolutely.
Sure.
You need to get caught up and hear what you're working on.
Oh, God. Well, right now, you know, we got 2 houses that are finished in Connecticut that we're just waiting to sell. We got the one in Cleveland that is at, like, we basically in Cleveland, you have to do a city walkthrough when you're finished. Basically, they inspect it to make sure everything's good. So that one got held up because they want us to re-pour the concrete floor in the garage, like, because it's cracked. So we're arguing with that one, but that one's pretty much done. We have one flip here in Florida that is a week away from being done, and another flip in Florida that's a week away from being done, and a closing that was supposed to happen tomorrow. So we got quite a few projects out there. It's a little stressful, a lot of spinning plates. But everything's running smooth, so I can't complain. But when I was in Cleveland this last trip, I was looking for another property and I didn't see anything. And I dug, man. I was digging, and I think maybe it's because it's winter and people are maybe trickling back. I did look at a few projects, some 11 units and stuff like that, but nothing that really whetted my appetite enough to want to move on it. So maybe I'm getting spoiled, or I don't know. But my goal in Cleveland from now on is mostly multifamilies, like duplexes to fourplexes if I'm going to fix and flip something, because that gives me an extra escape plan, right? Where I can rent both units and refinance it. So my goals going into 2020 is I kind of do it like this. My top down is a multifamily. I really want to hit something over 40 units. So 40 or more units in 2020, and just a complex. I'm entertaining selling my fourplex in Colorado Springs. So 40 units, and I think I'm going to sell that fourplex. I just need to pull the trigger on it. Maybe you guys can give me some advice on that, whether or not I should do it. Sell my fourplex. And then what I want to do is I want to add, $10,000 more in cash flow. So $1,000 a month is the goal. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. If I'm just being honest, that's moving some pieces. But by the end of the year, with all pieces aligned together, I want to be able to put $10,000 a month passive income. And I think even if I partner up with someone and get 5,000 and 5,000, I'd be okay with that. But I want to make sure that $10,000 of passive income is created this year. So that's my goal, 10K in passive. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to do it or not. We'll see. So, yeah. So how can I help you guys? What's the big barrier, the big domino that once you knock it down, we'll be able to just rocket forward. What do you guys want to go?
Hey, Mitch, I think you have people in your lobby.
Oh, the people in the lobby to approve them? How do I do this?
You can set it up in Zoom so that you don't have to admit everybody that wants to join.
How do I make you an admin?
Right click on my name.
Really? Right click on your name. Kick out.
Amanda's just been promoted.
There you go.
Make host.
You should have negotiated compensation first.
How do I find people in my lobby?
I don't see that either.
I see 5 participants.
There's only 4. You got to let them in.
I know. More.
Odd man out.
Participants to unmute themselves. Lock meeting. Put attendance in meeting. Okay, I think I turned that off. I think. Okay. Participants 5. Got it. Johnny.
Boom.
Johnny's going to be mad. All right, so it's in the bottom right corner for anyone that's ever doing this.
Yeah.
You can get him out of the waiting room. Johnny, you're here. You're on time. My fault.
Jesus.
Welcome.
Welcome to the party.
You didn't miss anything. But, all right, guys, great meeting. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Happy 2020.
All right, Johnny. Basically, we just went over our goals here. So if you want to share what your goals are for 2020, we're just going to go from there, and then we'll dive into how we can help each other. What are your goals?
What my goals are for 2020?
Yeah, big goals for 2020.
I think to be a millionaire, obviously. That's an easy question. Next?
To be an accredited investor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Now, real talk to get our business name on the ground and not run into situations where borrowing is going to be an issue and talking to others to invest is an issue, where we can just invest on our own and push properties on our own time rather than having to work with, other people's time, if that makes sense.
So you want to have your business to a point where you can invest other people's money? Is that what I'm hearing?
Invest our money, but I like investing other people's money as well.
Yeah, OPM's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And OPM falls into a lot of different categories. A lot of people think OPM means just other people's actual physical money, but credit cards, HELOCs, loans, hard money. Like there's a lot of different other opportunities there for OPM. I mean, you can literally purchase a house with a credit card and, you know, do the rehabs, you know, if you play it right. I haven't done it.
I just did that a week ago.
Yeah.
To close on a property. It was a short sale that came together way faster than I expected it to, which when does that happen with a short sale? So I was scrambling and leveraged the credit card. You know, they happened to send me the check, the 0% until June. I was like, it's like they knew I needed the money.
I love it, man.
I hit that. I did some short term. I did hard money essentially, but I did it with someone I knew.
Yeah. Nice.
So I just leveraged basically everything you said to close on this last one because I had about half the capital, and I was like, all right, where am I getting the other half in the next 2 weeks?
You got to do something.
Hey, listen, if it's a deal, you figure it out. So
throw it all in black. What credit card company did you use?
Chase.
Chase, yeah, we use Chase too.
Well, and it was funny because I remember seeing your post about Chase. I don't use them as a bank, but I've had credit cards with them since I was in college. Yeah. So like they just kept raising the credit. I never asked for a limit increase. They just kept raising it over the last 20 years. So I just, you know, milked it. And I was like, oh, you want to give me one of those little promotional checks? Perfect. So I got until the summer to finish this property, refi out, and pay it off. Perfect.
And Johnny, being military, Chase, you can do business banking with Chase, and they'll do it for free for you. And and they'll keep increasing your credit card line there also. So that's a good option for you.
With does your LLC have to be veteran owned, or it doesn't matter? Just the fact that I'm a veteran, they'll give me those benefits.
I don't know. We had 2 veterans in the LLC that we did with Chase, so we were 66% technically. So I don't know, but I know, like, you know, you can have your own business banking account there. I feel like if you're a veteran. So I don't know if it's got to be you don't have to be a veteran-owned small business like LLC, but I think because you're a veteran, they'll do it. You may just want to chat with them just to make sure. So
I called them the other day and had a chat about, you know, annual rates and, you know, cash wire rates and all that stuff, but I didn't even think about asking them that question.
Yeah. The wires are, you know, they're expensive, but Zelle, I think Zelle payments we use Zelle payments mostly.
Yeah, I got Zelle.
Yeah, so we get away from the wires a lot of times. But, you know, on the bigger weeks, like we're spending, you know, almost $20,000 a week probably on all these projects. So like those weeks, sometimes we have to do wires to get everything moving. But so we're basically doing a bank draw from a property like pretty much every week at this point, just because things are so fast right now. Okay, well, we got OPM, we got anything else, Johnny? Was there anything else that you're working on?
No, not at the moment. Just pretty much squaring that. Other than our first project we got going on right now that, you know, I've threw some hums in your ear about.
Yeah, we can follow up. We should follow up too on that. I want to chat with you guys on where you guys are at on that project so we can make sure everything going along smooth on that. So, so sounds like there's a mix of fix and flips, primary homes, and multifamily stuff, some investments. So if there was something that we could unlock, you know, if we could open up the lock box, what information like would really help you guys get over the hurdles here? Like, is there something that's just like, if you could ask anything and just get that thing, you know, if you could blink your eyes and have the answer to something, what would that question be?
Wholesaling.
Wholesaling?
Definitely, yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah, I want to learn how to use your new software that you have a free 7-day trial out for.
Sure. Yeah, I can show you that. What else do we got? Wholesaling, software.
Wholesaling and software, pretty much. I mean, once, you know, one gets done, then, you know, it's just going to flow. A bunch of wholesales are just going to. So it's that one job, one thing hurting.
Mitch, what can we help you with?
I actually want to get feedback on strategy in that sometimes your goals and your strategy obviously are dictated by your market. So I have a odd opportunity, so to speak. So I kind of want to just bounce it off of you guys at some point to see if it makes sense to maybe do what me and my partner are thinking to do, or if it kind of just is, I don't know, a waste of time.
Yeah. Well, Yeah, we can definitely either chat offline or chat right here, whatever works for you. But yeah, it does. What I'm finding is like, even though I go into a market with a strategy, I still have to tweak it just to make it work. Like, and you're gonna find that. And I am blessed right now to be able to like be in different markets, so I can kind of like use things that I found in one market and then bring them to another market. Like especially like with our electricians, like we had an electrician at a property today. And he's like, oh, we're gonna have to chisel this out and do all this stuff. I'm like, no. Like, I know. I'm like, there's actually these things now. Like they're called Lutron light switches. I don't know if you guys have used them.
I talking about the wireless.
Yeah, they're wireless, man. You
We
can
just did that. Yeah.
yeah, you can control them from your phone, and you can put 3-way switches in. I'm sure Paige knows about these, but they're super easy. They're like $60, and you got a 3-way switch in. It's cheaper than an electrician. You literally switch one switch out, and you can put your other switch in another double gang box. And he's like,
Ironically, my electrician is the one that introduced me to that.
Yeah,
That's
same.
how I know he's a badass electrician, because he's like, no, I don't have to run any wires. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, we'll just do wireless. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, thank you for saving me a shitload of money.
Yeah. And the other electrician one electrician told me about it, and this electrician's faster and didn't even know about it. So it's like, I get to combine all these other like school. It's awesome. That's why I think like these things too, right? Like we all find things that are working for our projects and working for our portfolio. So just having conversations like this are going to streamline us faster. Paige, what are your thoughts?
I would love to nail down some sort of like actionable system around exploring a market.
Okay.
I struggle with, I get in there and I get distracted because everybody's got a better idea.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything written down to say, look, it's steps 1, 5, and 7 this time. So that's I think what I really need. And I need to narrow it down. I keep talking about looking at 6 different markets.
Yep.
For 6 different reasons. And I think if I can nail down building a team in 1 or 2 of those in those markets, I think it'll move a little smoother.
Okay. All right. Gun to your head. You got to pick a market. What market is it?
Boom, you're dead.
Yeah, man. Paige, you gotta go quick.
Damn. It's like I like South Florida because my family wants to go on vacation and I need a place to work down there.
Okay.
I've got a small team in Nevada, like Las Vegas, but none of my lender friends want to lend there. And Arizona and Tennessee keep popping up, and I'm not sure why.
Okay. Arizona.
So if I had to narrow it down, the 3 would be South Florida, Nevada, and Arizona. I think if I were going to nail it into 3.
Yeah. Sweet.
Because it's cold and snowy here, and a few of those are warm and not snowy.
All of them?
Is that selfish of me? I love the snow, but I'd really like to be able to just go work for a week on the beach.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I've lived here for a year now, and I honestly haven't been to the beach as much as I thought I would be when I was living in Vermont. But it's like 9 minutes away, so it's such a journey. It's such a journey.
I'm the same way. I've been down here 15 years now. I go to the beach like once every 3 years.
Future sunset,
Well, and it wouldn't be for me, right? I worked on the beach for like 6 years in Naples, like on the sand. I hate the beach, but it's so that my family can go to the beach, not me.
Keep them occupied. Nice.
Yes.
Just a little 2 cents in regards to those markets. You mentioned Nevada, it sounds like you have good resources there, but you said like your lenders don't want to lend there. I think that's the easiest barrier to overcome right now. There are so many lenders everywhere begging to give out money. I just went through this process, shopping lenders, especially private lenders, for one of the refis I'm doing in Massachusetts. And, these people are out of California. So I feel like finding money is the easy part right now. It's harder to find a deal than it is to find money right now. So if you have a good network out in Nevada and you're just worried about the lender part, I wouldn't let that even have you hesitate for a second. But that's just my opinion.
No, and that's good because, the I don't know if you guys know him, but John is in a couple of my groups here in Denver, and he does commercial lending. He's a commercial lending broker.
Yeah.
And he's the one that was telling me some of the criteria for some of those commercial lenders is really stringent around the Las Vegas, specifically Las Vegas area.
Interesting.
So I didn't.
Very volatile market.
Yeah, and I didn't go and I kind of took it for gospel because what do I know, right? So, but I kept developing my team. We've got Yaniv's out there, Dennis is out there, Jason's out there, my friend Lee is out there. So there's a team developing in Las Vegas. So I'm going to keep moving in that direction until I can't move over there anymore.
Perfect. So yeah, I mean, I would do something in Vegas if the opportunity came up. I think speaking about lending, Vermont, like there's no hard money in Vermont. Sorry guys.
That's okay. We have connected with some really good resources right now, so
yeah,
we're good.
Figured it out. So, when you say an action plan, I guess when you're talking about finding money, Paige, are you just talking about for like commercial multifamily, like 150 units?
So what I mean by an action plan is and I don't want to, there's a couple of those gurus. I don't know. You can't see my air quotes right now. Those gurus that are like, you got to do like these 6 things. And that's how you develop these relationships. And his 6 things and their 6 things don't match my 6 things. And now I got 18 things that don't make any sense. So trying to develop or streamline what that market, like, is it call 4 brokers a day for 3 weeks and see what happens? Is it sending milk and cookies, to your favorite broker every other week? Like, what are those things that you guys are doing to ferment? That's probably not a good word. To cultivate those relationships with brokers and people that are there with their fingers in the deals.
Yeah. So, if I was more successful in the multi-space, I wish I could comment on this. My whole plan is literally, I can tell you what hasn't worked for me, and I've really put some hustle and grind into it to figure it out. I started off with Reonomy, right? I spent $4,000 on the software to get the property record list. And then I took that property record list and I was calling 1,000 leads a day, and I was following up with them for weeks at a time. And I did find the 10plex. So I did that in 2 days, right? So in 2 days in one market, so if you're talking about analyzing 6 markets and you're not using any professional tools like a power dialer or anything like that, you will literally, you'll burn out and you probably won't get the results that you're looking for. So I used Reonomy with a power dialer. Phone burner is one that I've been using recently, and I'm able to like crush through 300 to 400 contacts in a couple hours, and then move on to the next market. But I'm not renewing Reonomy, right? I spent $4,000 on it, and it made me maybe, I don't know, $100,000 with the refinance if I did. But it wasn't getting, it wasn't the fastest path to success, I don't think. And this conversation, 12 months from now may change. I might find something different. But what I'm seeing people do is contacting the brokers on your bigger multifamily deals, right? So, it's the brokers are going to be the ones that pick up the phone and say, hey, I got a deal for you. And right now, wholesalers, right? If you're looking for a single, 1 unit to 4 units, wholesalers are going to send you deals, but 95% of the time, those are crap deals. So if you're looking for, your 1 to 4 units, I can show you a software that I would be using, and I'll show you how I would use that in a market to identify like what areas, may have some opportunity. But you have to identify what your investment criteria is also, because when you talk to a broker, they're going to send you things like if I talk to a wholesaler and they're sending me 2 1s, like Mitch knows the King of Miami, right? The guy that's always doing wholesale deals. Dude, he sends me 2 1s. Like, I got a great deal, and then he sends me comps for 3 2s. So I'm like, okay, your comps, these would be great if these were all 3 2s. He goes, well, you could always add a bedroom. I'm like, yeah, but it's not a 3 2, so like you can't comp this to that. So knowing what your investment criteria is something that's also going to help you. Like my fix and flips, I won't touch a 2-bedroom anymore. It's got to be at least a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. So my fix and flips are that. My second investment criteria is duplexes or quadplexes. I don't like triplexes. I think if I'm going to have that extra third unit, I might as well go to the fourth unit, because most entry investors will go with a duplex because they only have to manage one tenant. Most people that are sophisticated enough to be an investor and, would go for the fourplex because they know that the cash flow is a little better on the fourplex. So I'm either going for first-time investors or seasoned investors on the duplexes or the quadplexes. On my bigger units, now after 4 units, my investment criteria is the purchase price has to be 1.5 million. Right? Like I have to buy it for 1.5 million because that gets me into the non-recourse loans, which basically means my phone or my social is not really on the thing anymore. Like it's the asset. So when you do that and you're looking for multifamily, bigger multifamily, 1.5 million would basically be a 10-plex, 150,000 a unit, or 20-plex, 75K per unit, which would probably be more likely. But I won't look at it if it's at that 750 to 1.2. Won't look at it because I cannot get non-recourse loans. And one of the things that I like when I first started investing 5 years ago, or 11 years ago now, like the bank every single year told me, oh, we can't give you another loan. And I took that for gospel, thinking I can't get another loan because I have to get my income up. It took me 9 years to finally figure out that there was other options. And local banks, they're not going to tell you that you can get credit. They're not going to tell you any of this stuff because they don't know. So if you're doing the 1 to 4 units, you can get private and hard money. Anything after that, just go for non-recourse. Find partners if you don't have the capital, and then because you're only raising 250,000 to maybe 300,000-400,000 or whatever, but you can raise that kind of money, and then you can get into a multifamily, like a bigger multifamily, non-recourse, and refinance it. I don't know if that helps at all. Does that help at all?
No, it does. It does.
Okay. No.
But yeah, no, it doesn't. No, of course. No, it's great insight. But I think for me, it sounds like I need to pick 2, right? Not 6. And then focus on that. And I mean, is that whole, snooping on LoopNet to find the most popular or most active brokers, is that a realistic
to
meet brokers?
Yeah. So identify your market. Can I grab the screen here? How do I?
Grab whatever you want.
And how do I do the screen?
At the bottom, it says share. Little green box with an arrow. Do it.
I don't see anything here. I don't see anything here.
You got to click on the screen.
Wait, post attendant. I'm just gonna go to my old desktop. You guys will see everything. Whatever. There it is.
There you go.
Boom.
Right. So I don't know what this is.
Just took over a whole screen.
You guys can see everything? Nice. All right. So if I'm looking for...
Why were you on Amazon? Were you trying to buy my book for Christmas?
What was I doing? Oh, Millionaire 90-Day Planner, guys.
I thought you were going to try and buy the Scaredy Cat book.
Dude, yeah, of course, man. If you guys are looking for a great stocking stuffer, this is a great one. All right.
I gave 2 of them already.
Yeah, I love it, Paige.
That's awesome.
So CCIM, are you guys familiar with what CCIM is?
No.
Okay, this is the highest designation for a commercial broker. Basically, it's like you spend $10,000 and you have to do X amount of transactions to be qualified as a CCIM. So these people are serious about their business and they have done, millions of dollars worth of transactions. Okay, so over here, you can click on Find a CCIM Broker. And you can literally click on multifamily. And you can click the market that you're interested in. Right? Boom.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys and girls, there's 31 that are multifamily commercial investors in the Cleveland market. And you can literally just click send an email. So I usually just go like this. Open link, new tab. Open link, new tab. And I copy and paste a little email there. Might even come up. Yeah, I don't even know. So I literally copy and paste. I'm not a robot. Send an email. Super easy, right?
Very awesome.
Does it really say I'm not a robot? Like you actually put that in the body of the email?
Yeah, I usually put that in the subject. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
No, but on your email form. All right. Now the second thing is all right. Let me see if I can find it here. It used to be. I don't know if it's still here or not. Yeah, right here. Download results. So the other thing is you can literally download these results of these brokers. And now you have a list of people that you can load into your power dialer, or, you know, just throw into your phone and just when you're driving, pick up the phone and call them. So that's something that I've done in the past too.
And that works for single family, multifamily, like CCIM.
This is only commercial.
It's commercial. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So that gives you all their contact information and email list and all that stuff. So that's, if I was working on commercial buildings, I would start there on the CCIM list. Now, the second thing that I would do, if I was really, you know, which I do, is I use a program called Duck Soup. So Dash Soup. It's this little bugger right here. This little thing. Look at that, 394 profiles recorded. See this? So it's not running today, but you literally, you know, it's $15, $15 a month, and what it does is it automates your LinkedIn connections. So you can search on LinkedIn, and you can use Duck Soup to do that. Where is it? Oh, here it is. X-ray. Yeah. So check us out. I type in commercial real estate broker, and then I can do Cleveland, Ohio. And now these people are all commercial real estate brokers in Ohio area. So sometimes it doesn't always do it right, but there's 715 here. And I just click on, you know, the Duck Soup here. And what it does is it'll start to visit their page and connect with them. See this?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, because Mitch doesn't have time. So, but this duck does for $15. So it's visiting his profile. It's going to his profile. You can see it down here.
That's pretty awesome.
It opens it up, and it attempts to connect, and it'll even send a little message to him too. So you see right here, I'm the founder of Real Estate Investment Group, full of passionate investors on Facebook, many of which are seven-figure investors. I'd love if you joined. Right? So that's all I'm doing. And that's automated. That runs all the time. So I use that with another program called Jiggler, which is basically for my Mac. And all, yeah, what this
These names
does,
are insane.
This literally just shakes my mouse. So it just shakes my mouse so my computer never sleeps. So this thing can run in the background 24/7 for me. Cool?
Yeah, that's great. Are you recording and posting this later? Because I can see some of it, but I can't see all of it.
Yeah, it's recording. So I will.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we stop on time there with the 1 hour, I'll save that in there for you guys. So that should all be going. So that just runs. So I usually just take that and I shrink it down and bring it off to the side there. I don't think I have to, but I know I always take it off the window and I just let it run over there. So we got CCIM. We have our Duck Soup.
Duck Soup.
Yeah. And that just runs in the background there. So those two things, I think, will help you find a commercial broker that you can reach out to automatically. CCIM's free. Duck Soup is $15 a month. If you're serious about your business, I think it's a good investment for a commercial.
Those are pretty sweet resources.
Yeah, thank you. So again, like I'm stirring the pot, but at the same time, like all that is really doing is shaking the trees and taking like the fruit that's really loose. Now, again, this hasn't worked like to the point where I can actually get a deal in my hands that I can jump on. So I do go to LoopNet, right? So I go to LoopNet and I look on LoopNet and then I just analyze deals and I try to get something to pop. Like, because the truth is, like, once you look at a deal and if the property makes sense, sometimes you can negotiate the price to get it down. I'm so confident in like 1 to 4 units or even up to 10 units that I can look at a property and I can figure it out. But if I'm being honest, these 100 unit plus deals, until I go all the way through the renovations and all that stuff, which, I mean, we're going from 6 weeks to 3 years on a renovation project. So it's a big difference. But yeah, I don't know if that helps or not. But again, like,
No,
so
perfect.
I'm looking for other people that I can connect with that are doing this, and I've been building relationships. But I think if you actually just pick up the phone and contact these brokers and tell them this is different, right? Look, me and my investment partners are looking to close on a property, between $1 and $10 million. We could close cash, but just like anyone else, we'd like to finance it. Me and my investors, we have my investment group. We own over, I personally own over 500 rental units, but combined, my investment group owns thousands of rental properties. Like I said, we could close cash on something. We would prefer to get lending lined up. We already have these relationships established. Could you send me anything that was from X units to X units, built 19 whatever to whatever? I think if you make it clear like that to them and follow up with them, every time I've ever actually picked up the phone and called like the CCIM broker list and like literally manually dialed each one of these, I use phone burner. Like I actually get someone on the phone, they'll send me something. Now which is great, right? So if I was more consistent and I had more free time, then I could stay more focused on this, then I would say that that's going to be your absolute best opportunity to find deals that are coming on the market.
I love it.
I don't know what screen you guys are seeing right now. I stopped. There it is.
Now it's you.
Back to us.
Back to you guys. And back to you with our continued schedule program.
But wait, there's more.
There is more. So we have 15
if you call
minutes
right
left.
now.
Guys, one thing that is very important to me is I know, like, there's so much information out there. I don't want to hit you guys with a fire hose. I want to make sure that we have actionable steps, especially going into 2020. I love that we cover like what our goals are and everything like that. Like, let's just take maybe 5 minutes. If there's something that you want to make sure that we do or cover in the next 15 minutes, like, what would that be? Anything?
Beeler.
Well, I mean, if there's no takers, I can throw out my little
Do it.
market scenario and see if you guys are thinking. So it's funny, as much as, large multifamily sounds awesome to me, and at some point I'm going to, push my boundaries and do that. I'm like Mitch with the whole, I can crush it with the 1 to 4 units. Like, I know it like the back of my hand. I can find the deal. I know what a deal is. So like I said, started investing in Massachusetts this past year, and it's Worcester County, which is like mid-Massachusetts. So there's some interesting laws that I've learned there. And one of which, specifically in this one town, is that with the multifamilies, there's a lot of vacant, beat-up ones that are just primed for the picking to, get them, rehabbed and rented. The only thing is, if they've been vacant for more than 2 years, they lose their status as a multifamily. Also, what is even more important is, apparently 3 units or more, you need to put in a sprinkler system after it's lost its status, which blew my mind. Like, I've heard of like anything over 4 was what I've known from other markets and experiences. So what me and my partner are thinking about doing is, because there's not a ton of big multifamilies in this area that we're specifically, focused on, but there's a lot of small multifamily, and there's also a lot of vacant 3-family properties that we're actually thinking about turning into just really big 2 families. So we don't have to do the sprinkler system. We don't have to worry about all that. We can kind of skirt all that drama, all that expense, because as we know, sprinkler systems are dumb, stupid, expensive, and you have to have everything from the water pressure correct to a bunch of other things. And sometimes that's not even under your control, because it always, it depends on what the flow from the city's coming.
Right.
Like, so it's such a wild card. It's like something I don't want to get involved with. I feel like it's just a can of worms, and it's something that has more risk than reward. So we're thinking about scooping up some of these 3 families and converting them actually into 2 families, which whoever thinks to downsize a property. But I mean, I look at it this way: if I can get them for the right price, then it makes sense. And either A, we can just, turn 1 unit into a multi-level and have a ginormous unit, or B, maybe just turn, the downstairs into A, office space, storage, whatever it is. I mean, obviously that works for 1 unit. We don't need it on every. So I guess my question is, does that sound crazy? And are we just hating on doing 2 units at a time? Because, I mean, obviously you got to get a lot more properties to get, 40 units when you're doing 2 at a clip.
No, I think it's an interesting strategy. I'd have to crunch the numbers because I know like in that rental market, I got to assume that the rent's probably what, $1,500 per unit.
It depends on the bedrooms. And it's actually lower than that. You're looking at about, for a 2-bedroom, you're looking at anywhere from like 11 to 12. And then a 3-bedroom will get you probably around 14.
What's the zip code there? I'm just going to look it up real quick.
Let me think of one of them. I'm the worst at remembering stuff.
Which is
01440, I think, is one of them. One of the towns.
01.
You think I'd remember? Right. But yeah, I figure if I can get them for the right price, though, I mean, then it really doesn't matter because I know what I can bring in cash flow wise. So it's just like, all right, well, if I can bring in, generally I like to have 2 bedrooms. So if I can bring in $2,400 a month, then
yeah. So 2-bedroom, 2 bedrooms about $1,200. 3-bedroom is $1,460. So you're talking about a $300 difference, so $3,600 a year difference. And so $3,600 a year, but would you be able to bump that up maybe? It's $15,000, in a 5-year period. It's interesting. That's interesting approach to things, especially if if it loses this thing and it's got to get requalified. Is there 3 electrical meters? Because that would also be the other thing. Like if everything's individually metered,
That is true. I mean, obviously property by property. I mean, as you know, especially in the Northeast, it seems there's a lot of stuff that hasn't been metered out, which in a way is a win. Especially because that's one of the best things we found is our electrician is awesome. So. I actually welcome electrical work. But yeah, in that case, I'd probably look for stuff that actually wasn't already separated out.
Yeah, separate meters. Yeah, so that would be the one thing I would look for.
Because then I could do it myself and just have, 2 in a landlord panel.
Yeah.
No, it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I mean, in the end, as long as I can, it goes back to buying right. As long as I can get the property at a cheap enough price that I can downsize it, it might make sense.
Yeah, I mean, $15,000 is basically your delta in 5 years, right? So, it's more than because it's more than that. Oh no, I'm sorry, that was 3 bedrooms. Yeah, because you're basically you're losing $1,000 or something like that. Because a triplex would get you $3,600 a month.
Well, and
get you 22, but plus you're gonna, like you said, you're gonna raise the rent a little bit. So
another thing too is a lot of these aren't like cookie cutter in terms of you'll have like a 3, 2, and a 1. In a 3 family, or a 2, a 2 and 2 1s. And so I probably look for stuff like that too, that maybe had like, 2 2s and a 1. And it's like, all right, sweet. Now I can just turn one of the 2s into a 3 that's multi-level. And then I'm not eating as much in terms of, potential lost rent.
So yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Cool. No, I appreciate the feedback.
All right. Well, I want to show you guys this software. If that's cool with you guys, I want to just give you guys a quick little preview of this. This is what's that?
So definitely.
Definitely? Okay. How do I share my screen again? Amanda?
You got it. Look at you. You're like a pro Zoomer now.
I'm pretty much on Zoom. I'm pretty much zooming. So PropStream, if you guys are interested, smartrealestatesoftware.com, which is basically just a landing page. And then check this out. They added me to it. Look how cool this is, guys. They put me on the page.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
Look at you getting your own little page.
Yeah, man. All right. So at rentdata.org, if you guys are looking for rental information on a market, it's a great resource. LinkedIn's still over here kicking it. Look at this thing just banging over here. All right. So CCA, I'm just closing some of these windows out. I only have so much RAM. Where was it? All right, PropStream. So my strategy for finding, and I did a video on how to find listings, but only Mitch is the licensed agent, I think. But this same thing works when it comes down to, building your buyer's list. There's ways to build your buyer's list in here. This is actually, oh man, you know what? This account, I think I want a free trial on it. But anyways, so you can do an export right from here. Like you can literally click on like your cash buyers list. All these properties were bought with cash buyers. So if you really wanted a huge giant cash buyers list, you'd go here and you would add these all to your list. And then you would skip trace them. and you could reach out to them and ask them if they would be interested in another property, right? So these are your cash buyers. Like literally, these are people that bought them in LLCs or anything like that, but closed on properties as a cash buyer.
So when you click on the property, Mitch, does it give you the buyer's name and telephone number automatically?
It won't, but what it will do is so it'll give you the owner's name.
Okay.
Dude, oh my God. Hey, dude, is this our buddies?
That looks super familiar.
Dude, is that Mike Ferrari's?
Unless, and granted, you'll see properties on multiple wholesalers lists. That looks very familiar to my buddy Rob's email. So who knows though?
Dude, I think that's our buddy Mike. Is this on 45th?
I'm bringing up an email right now to look. I want to compare.
Dude, there's no way.
I'm almost positive that it's the same one.
Where's 40? It's 45th. I'm sorry, guys. We just got to pause here for 1 second. That'd be so weird. Dude, that's his house. This has got to be 45th right here. The next street up. It is, dude. That's Mike Ferrari's house, dude.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, dude. That's too funny. I'm freaking out here because that's so random that one of our investor buddies, one of our groups here that we've been working with.
That's super random. The funny part is the picture.
Totally.
I was looking at the property number 3. That picture looks very similar to a property that I know someone's wholesaling.
Dude, did he just buy it? 1114. He just bought this.
Oh my God.
He literally just bought this.
He did just close on a place recently, like to be his primary, and then he had another deal going.
Wow, guys, I'm freaking out here.
That is kind of crazy. I mean, small world, huh? I just talked to him like 2-3 weeks ago, and he talking about he's closing on something.
I'm gonna send him this video. He's gonna be on all your buyers list, guys.
What's up, Mike?
Is Mike on the phone?
We should get him on the phone.
We should FaceTime him. All right, let's get back to business. So anyways, if you guys want Mike Ferrari's phone number, it is. But really though, so in this program, you can add all these to a list, and when you add them all to a list, you can actually go right over here and skip trace them. So if you want their phone, you can do it here. I think anyone that's skip traced before, these are a little expensive. Typically, you can get these skip trace numbers down to around 8 to 12 cents, per contact. And you only pay for the ones that actually send you back a referral. So skip tracing is basically finding someone's phone number and email, their contact information. That way you can reach out to them. You can take that list and mail postcards, but again, you don't want to mail postcards to 27,000 people, right? It just doesn't make sense most times. So that's just your cash buyers list. If you're looking for investment properties, and now this is what I would do if I was looking for investment properties. I'm just going to clear that real quick and go back to West Palm Beach, Florida. And then inside here, this is how I would find my investment properties. I would come in here. I would look for a multifamily property, right? It's a multifamily property. And then I would look for someone that has some high equity in it, let's say 50% equity, right? So we got 1,800. And then if I really want something like that's ready to sell, let's see if we got anything. Okay, so on the market right now, there are 29 properties with equity in them, more than 50% equity in them. Now, the reason I'm excited for this is a quadplex. I might go buy this one. That's actually nice. Yeah, go ahead, add that one to the list there. I'll just save it. That's actually a good one, I think. Mitch, we'll have to look at this one. Fourplex, 269. That's cool. But anyways, so in here, these 29 properties have high equity. Okay, so if they're on the market, and they have high equity, that means they have an opportunity to negotiate on the price, right? I can lowball these people without them being pressured by the bank, right? So if you're trying to buy this house for say $269,000 and they owe $250,000 on it, they have no negotiation room, right? But if they only owe $150,000 on this property, and they have it listed for 269. Well, now I can really negotiate with them. Now here's like, this may not come up, but let's see what we have here in this market. Okay. So these ones right here, these are great ones. But what I just did here is these are markets, or these are properties that were on the market at one point in time, but the listing failed, and they have 50% equity into the property. So if you're staying with me here, they're not on the market currently. They failed, and that means the seller, they weren't able to sell it, right? So these properties right here, you know, if you're looking through here, this property came off the market in November, and no agent has picked this up yet to relist it. You know, 575 on a duplex is a little pricey, but at the same time, these ones are sellers that have tried to sell their house that weren't able to sell it, and they have high equity. So if you just go through this list right here and you say, hey, I have someone that might be interested in buying it, or I'm interested in buying your property, you can negotiate with these people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Super easy, right?
100%.
So this is like, you know, for me, this is the hottest leads. Like if I'm a real estate agent, I'm going to call these people because, again, I can list these people. If I'm wholesaling deals, these are the 40 of the hottest ones that I want to hit in this market because, again, they listed it, they failed, they're not on the market anymore, and you can smash them out to your buyer's list pretty quick. And it's only 40 contacts, right? So the market gets kind of thin there. So you can do that same thing in like whatever market you're in. You know, I don't know if all those filters are on or not, but let me clear them just to go back and do it again to show you one more time. All right, Cleveland, Ohio, boom, same thing. I'm gonna filter these. You know, I'm not gonna search or email all 700,000 of them. If I'm looking for, say, a duplex in this market, which I am currently looking for, right? I want to go after the people that have failed and it's not on the market. I want to make sure that they have equity in the property, 50%. And I want to go after 2 to 4 units. What do I have here? I got 428 properties that I can go hunting on in this market. Last listing price. Now in this market, what I try to do is I try to stay above $50,000 just because the banks won't really lend on that. So I can even go into here and go estimated value, 50K, right? So you can hone out, you can get your list really honed down here. You know, so these properties, so there's 243 in this market of duplexes. Now this one right here, it's not horrible. You know, it looks like it's in good shape. And section 8, again, if I go here and I type in 44120, I take this information, I go to rentdata.org, click it in here, I get Worcester, Mass. All right, so I know that 2 bedrooms, when they're fully renovated, I can get anywhere between 700 and 850. That's pretty good for a property that I'm buying for $51,000. Wouldn't you agree? So that's $1,400 I can get a month for a property that I can pick up for less than $50,000 because I know that seller only has $25,000 in this property. Does that make sense? Yeah, look,
Yeah.
last sale. So this is actually 31,000 or whatever. So that's how I'm finding, you know, smoking hot deals, and I'm trying to put lowball offers in on them. So I'm literally just looking for properties that have opportunity like that. Now, usually this search feature works. I think they're updating some systems right here, but you can usually just kind of go like this. And I don't think it's giving me anything right now, but let's see what happens.
Either way, that's cool. That's a ton of information.
Yeah.
Ton of useful information.
Mm-hmm. So when you know what market or what area you're looking in, you know, same kind of thing, like, and it's only $99 a month or something like that. $99 a month. Oh, it looks like maybe they did update it because it's searching, but this wasn't.
Just the knowing how much equity is huge.
Dude, knowing how much equity allows you to negotiate and not feel guilty when you put a lowball offer in. Like, and if they're sitting there telling you, oh, I can't take that, you know, like, well, why not? Like,
it's like, all right, well, what do you need? Maybe I only need 10 grand more than that.
Yeah. So yeah, I know they were updating this feature because they just actually launched, like, they actually sent me an email like a couple days ago saying that they're adding all these new features. So I think they're checking all that stuff. But long story short, I think there's some opportunity there for anyone that's interested. You can just go to smartrealestatesoftware.com and you can play around with it. And, you know, again, if you're looking for duplexes, that's where I'm hunting. Like I'm literally, yeah, so here it is. So it did come up. So if I'm only looking in this area, I know what area I'm looking in. You know, I got 73 records. I'm not even going to deal with the other ones. I can call these records with a phone dial or the power dialer, hit them real quick. I can download the entire list, add it to a list, export it. I can mail them postcards saying I want to buy their home. You know, all that fun stuff.
Mitch, is the free 7-day trial, like, is it limited or is it exactly the way the full software package is? Like,
so yeah, this right here is the free trial, right? Same free trial. So the only difference is right here, like you're on a free trial, so you can only save 50 properties in total. After that, you can save 10,000. So I wanted to show you guys exactly what
only 50.
Yeah, only 50, right? 50 again. So there's nothing says that you can't go through here and select, you know, you can cherry pick, right?
Yeah.
So I came out here to Denver because Paige is out there in Denver. And Paige, if you're looking for like, a couple fix and flip opportunities, man, same kind of thing here, right? MLS status, property characteristics. Let's go to a single family. So single family home. Again, wholesaling would be the same kind of thing, right? So single family, MLS status, it failed. It's not on the market. I think, you can choose your bedrooms, right? 3 bedrooms, 2, if you don't want to fix and flip anything less than 3 bedrooms.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, I won't do anything less than 3 bedrooms. Obviously, it's got to have 1 bath for me. But you can do the same thing in here, estimated value. If you don't want to spend more than $500,000 on your flip, Mr. D Pockets, you can get that list honed down, 148, right? So let's bring in a little more. So these are all properties. There's 17 properties that were on the market at some point in time that have 50% in equity. Again, these people are screaming for a lowball offer, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're just begging for it.
Yeah, begging for one. So, cool. Well, 8:06. I know I dropped a lot on you guys. I'm really glad. I really appreciate you guys coming on here. If you guys got value from this, if you could just like invite more friends to the Real Estate Property Warriors group, or just share the post, or I will post this on my page and then share it I'll probably post it on my YouTube channel actually. So if you can share this video and just tell people about the Warriors group, that would help me out a ton. Again, the reason I'm doing this is because like again, 11 years ago, one bad agent gave me information, told me to buy this property, and it wasn't their fault. I should have been more aware of the opportunities in the business. And now I'm just trying to really climb those ladders. And if I could pull as many people up with me as fast as possible, that means that we all get to move forward together too. So I learn every time I teach, and I love helping others. So that's it for me. But yeah, anything else? Is there anything else you guys want to cover before I stop the recording?
No, you guys do this every Thursday then?
Yeah, I'm going to start.
Put this on my calendar.
Yeah, one of my goals, I don't know when Christmas is. Is Christmas Thursday? Who knows?
Next Wednesday, I think.
Next Wednesday.
So then we could probably do something on Thursday. If you want to do something again on Thursday, I'd like to get consistent on this. To stay, just to keep it moving forward. I think if we can get this group up to maybe 10, 15 people, I think we'll all just really, 10 people, I won't go too much more than that. 10, 15 people, because I don't want it just 100 people, sitting there not being able to get their needs met. Yeah. But I do want to make sure that we're able to just move the ball forward. So good job, guys. Thank you so much for sharing your goals with me. I'll try to connect you with as many people as I can, and hope you guys got a lot of value out of this. So,
all right, Mitch. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Happy holidays.
The resources.
Yeah. Have a good night, guys.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a great night.
Same to you.